personality that we notice because you're funny, you're witty. You are this, Laura, you're this kind of invisible net that holds us all. And you're not the first woman to be an invisible net that holds all of it. I think actually our grandma Claire, who Cindy and I are lucky enough to have middle names from, that's what I remember about your mom being told by other people's moms, that because I never met her, I didn't know her. And I want that honored, that kind of, what's, in art they talk about figure and ground, so we notice the figure, but we don't always notice the ground. But the ground is what holds it. And so I just wanted to thank you for holding us, for bringing us together. And Debbie, I want to tag you in on that because you're always her sidekick that makes a lot of this possible. And so, just thank you.
We're not actually going to roast Aunt Marion.
Oh, good.
Aunt Marion is my godmother, and I always have been, for my entire life, so thrilled to have, all of our aunts and uncles were so wonderful, but I always felt like Aunt Marion was glamorous, and she had a career, and she had a beautiful family.
And so she's blind?
And so I just always felt real special because you were my godmother, you are my godmother. So, and I know I'm your favorite.
Lies, all the lies.
No. So what Nancy and I decided is we have a series of cards, birthday cards, and we're going to read the outside. There's messages inside that you can read when you have time, but we're going to start. We found some really great cards. So the first one has got this lovely woman. Whoops.
So this one says, it's science, I'm going to say this to everybody out loud. They're funny. We'll leave them on the table. Can we leave them on? It is scientifically proven that people who have more birthdays live longer. Here's to your birthday.
Wow.
Yeah. We're very scientific. Yeah, we are very scientific. That's right.
Okay, then I have the next one. Has a woman looking at a gown, and it says, just what I was looking for. This will go perfectly with my I couldn't give a shit attitude.
That's perfect.
All right, the next one is a woman kind of reclining. She has a little bit of attitude, I'd say. Mary, you can look at her. And that one says, instead of presents this year, I'm giving everyone my opinion. Get excited.
Okay, and I have number 4. It has this rather virtuous looking woman on the front, much like Aunt Marion. And it says, it's not premarital sex if you never get married. Follow me for more biblical loopholes.
Okay, and everybody who has a sensitivity to, what do we call this, profane language, which I do not, you might want to close your ears. This has a picture of a woman fighter pilot and a whole bunch of little airplanes around it. And it says, I fold all my worries into paper planes and I turn them into flying fox. Okay, who's ever laughing, I want to be your friend.
And then the last one we have has this, again, glamorous woman, much like Aunt Marion. And it says, it's called Broad Daylight because women light up the world, which of course we do. So we're going to read the inside of that one. Auntie Marion, yours is you certainly have and continue to light up the world for all of us. And you do. So let's hear it for Aunt Marion.
A quick tribute to Cousin Deb, who can't seem to help giving us an assignment every time we have a get-together. We have to have some kind of homework. We love you, Deb. I wish I could say I had a lot of fond memories of Aunt Marion growing up, but we just lived too far away. So we never really got to know her that well until much, much later. But of course, my fondest memory is when I went to her home and was complaining about how poor I thought nursing care was in the hospital. And she said, well, if you don't like it, you need to do something about it. So thanks to her, I became a nurse, and I'm forever grateful for that from Aunt Marion. And also, I want to just say, Aunt Marion, as smart as you are, I bet you don't know why nurses like red crayons. Do you?
What?
Why nurses like red crayons?
No, I didn't know that.
It's because sometimes they have to draw blood. All right, just a few words. In the beginning was the word.
Gong show. You would have been gong.
It's cute, Carol. We love you, Aunt Marion.
It's in the street.
Just a minute. I don't see anybody that often. But I was very impressed with the fact she was married to a doctor. And I thought, oh my God, a doctor. Not even thinking of what a nurse can do, but a doctor, you know. But then as the years went by,
That's when she decided to become a nurse.
well, I wasn't a nurse. She's a nurse. But I did work the same hours you did, 7 to 7, but in a factory. But so yours was much more serious than mine. I just was throwing stuff around, and you had people's lives in your hands. So. And you impressed the crap out of me, and always have, because you just, and to work as long as you did. You made it way longer than any of us. I mean, we've all retired way earlier than you did.
Yeah.
She keeps reminding us of that.
Hey, I mean, what a woman, huh?
I got her to be a nurse.
You got her too to be, huh?
She was trying to beat Aunt Lucy, but she wasn't able to. She was 76, but Aunt Lucy was 81.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, all our aunts were just wonderful, and you still are, and I love you.
Wonderful.
And thank you. That's it. I'm done.
Okay. This might have been funnier earlier, but
No worries.
Okay,
More we
first
do,
of
the
all-
funnier it gets.
yeah, the more serious and something that's kind of struck me as I've gotten older and thought about things as far as your childhood and poor, the way you guys did. But the tragedy that struck when Grandma died, I keep thinking, only lately, that I feel like, and I know I wrote this, and I don't know if you read it on one of your when we did that other thing a few years ago, but you were only 6 months old, I think, and you lost your mom. My mom was 13 at the time, and the oldest girl of the family, and there were 3 boys ahead of her. But I always go back to thinking they lost their mother, and Harry was a single dad with 8 children to raise on his own. And this horrible thing happened where our grandmother passed away. And I often think about God's plan, and I think, you know what? I think Aunt Marion was only 6 months old at the time, and I don't know why as you get older, you start to really kind of look at things differently. And I came to the thought that that was part of the plan as he was taking Clara. He was giving the family Aunt Marion at 6 months old to try to help them through this horrible tragedy. And now they had a baby to take care of and to raise. And I just think you were God's blessing to help the family through that. I really do. I just feel that in my heart, and I don't know why it came to me, but I guess.
You're right.
Yes. So you are a blessing in so many ways, and you always have been.
You always do that, right, Amy?
Yeah. And it warms me to think that, because they had a purpose. They had.
Should I tell you what a handful she was?
I think I already know. And I have to apologize because I was told something that I truly don't remember. Something about I kicked my clothes in my clothes in the closet and closed the door. But they were dirty clothes or something. And I wanted to apologize. I don't remember doing that, but it does sound typical. What else was I a handful of?
No, you were actually very helpful.
Was I?
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. That really is.
You took over some of the other children.
I did?
Yep. And you let them right. So I didn't have to. I was a good fairy godmother.
You were a blessing. I know you were. And it comes back to me because I don't remember kicking my dirty clothes in the closet, closing the door, and telling you that I took care of things. So my mother used to babysit for a little boy, and of course she loved children. So we were grown, and I remember when he was caught doing something naughty, and he was approached by it, he would always say to her, "Well, I didn't see me do that." And so I want to say to you, I didn't see me do that. And I'm sorry.
Too little, too late.
You are the best, and I'm just so grateful that you're here with us with your personality and your humor, bar none. It is such a joy to have you with us. And as much as I know you remind me so much when we're talking one-on-one, your mannerisms and just you remind me of my mom. And you're beautiful, and you're gorgeous, and I will love you forever.
You know, when I started thinking about what to talk about, and I'm just gonna talk about something that was the first thing that came to my mind, which, you know, Cindy, you just gave such a great talk, and this is, you know, not as serious of a thing, but I do remember the serious part of what I remember is the things that Cindy talked about Marion, her personality and all that, that's really how she was. This is how I remember her. Boy, I must have been, I don't know, a pretty young kid visiting at, is it Hamilton Lake, the house? Yeah, and it was always fun going over there. You were always so cheerful and just friendly and all of that. And so I think a lot of us liked her a lot and wanted to, if possible, do something that might be beneficial to her. Mark, do you remember this? We must have been about 12 or 13. We happened to both be at their house, and I guess that would mean I was 12 and you were 13. Anyway, it was in the summertime, and one of the great things, we were trying to do something for her, and I think it was either her idea, maybe Arnold's, to maybe wash their cars. And we thought, great, do you remember us washing their cars? And I think Marion had like a powder blue Rambler.
Yep.
And Arnold, I think, had kind of a beige, I'm thinking Chevrolet, but is a GM, I think, or something?
No, we had a Rambler.
Oh, was his also Rambler? Okay, then I had the wrong brand. But was his beige? Do you remember a beige
Yeah, I think so.
tan car? Yeah, but the beige or tan car was more of a metallic thing. Hers was just, if you were to clean and polish it, it would shine. It was like a gloss. And I think both Mark and I wanted to do Marion's car because she's just so delightful, and we want to, do some great. Of course, we want to do Arnold's too. Oh, I let you do Marion's. You did a great job. I did what I could with. It's just the thought.
And just to be clear, it was Marion that brought out this can of Bartender's Friend. Then I kind of sanded all the paint from her car. Just saying.
That's why I got Arnold's car.
Awesome.
He was given some things on the side at 13 that he shouldn't have been given. And he did a really good job on your car, despite his mental condition. All right.
Which means I'm allowed to ignore my emails for a while. So, and I did. So after about a week and a half,
No excuse.
I opened them about 3 hours ago today, and there were 810 of them there. And one of them was from Cousin Deb, who said, "I don't want any surprises. Don't be surprises. Don't be surprised, and don't get all stressed out. But it'd be nice if you had something nice to say." So here I am, surprised and totally stressed. So the only thing that really occurs to me is that I don't know how many of you remember the Meatloaf album, "Bat Out of Hell."
Yeah.
So a lot of you probably think that they coined that phrase, and actually it occurred to me today that my mother actually invented that. And she was talking about Marion's driving. Marion was notorious for her driving inabilities or velocity.
Popular.
Yeah, that. Yeah. So anyway, that's all I got to say. Love you, Marion. With all this nice things being said about Marion, if her head gets any bigger, her hair won't fit. So that's it. Me, or possibly me and Candy, to see a play or a movie, and it was called "Stop the World, I Want to Get Off." And in that movie, there was this little girl singing something about, "My mother said never I should play with the little boys in the woods." And I gotta tell you how much that impacted my ability to progress as a male. That's all
But this is for my sweet Aunt Marion. This is called The Water Wonders of the World. The 7 wonders of the world are truly something great. But if you look beyond the 7, there's a special number 8. Selected for their majestic beauty, these wonders, strong and bold, they are found in exotic places and worth their weight in gold. Harry and Clara started a family, their children from good stock. They all grew up in Quinnipiac, house on the right end of the block. The Wonders home, a modest dwelling, painted white and gray. And right next door, the Lemieux family lived. Clyde, Bobby, Billy, sister June, and May. Not too far from where berries were picked, the area was wet. The fish were caught there with a pole or with a fishing net. Not the Euphrates River, where the hanging gardens of Babylon would grow. But the Menominee River, where kids should never go. Don't go near that water, was a warning often said. It's not safe for non-swimmers, and you could wind up dead. Oh look, another water wonder. It's Lake Baikal in Russia, deepest lake under the sun, but holds no memories like Hamilton, where we all shared in so much fun. Off the Australian coast, the Great Barrier Reef with water, oh so blue. But I imagine Aunt Marion's home at Lighthouse Point has a much more lovely view. The natural wonders of these bodies of water are really super cool, but can't compare to the memories we all hold of being at the Wallums pool. She truly is a wonder, the 8th one, as you know, the youngest sister, our favorite aunt, an accomplished nursing pro. How blessed we are to be in this family. Wonders, all we are. We'll trade the ancient wonders for our Aunt Marion, our matriarch, our family's shining star.
Nothing I'm going to say rhymes. I did get my email. I did know about the thing going on here, but I procrastinate like I did in 3rd grade, and why I had to go there 3 years. But I cannot think of anything humorous to say about her, but medically, I remember early 20s, I had an issue, and I had nobody to call but Aunt Marion. I had a little occasional lump behind my ear, and I'd get dizzy, and do I make a doctor appointment? No, I'll call Aunt Marion. And obviously, Cousin Linda's phone was busy. And anyway, I called Aunt Marion, and right away, it's like, I don't know, nursing 101 maybe, she said, do you eat eggs? Yeah, occasionally. Well, maybe you haven't eaten them in a while. Okay. She said, start with mayonnaise on a sandwich. And maybe your body didn't have the enzyme anymore for digesting eggs. And okay, I'll try it. And I did. Mayonnaise sandwiches, I started eating eggs, and that took care of it. It's like, who would know that? Who would know that? But you should have been a doctor. And thank you for that.
I never heard it before.
You were there only 50 years ago.
Yeah.
In that boat. I was probably 8 or 9, but I felt like I was riding the high seas of Hamilton Lakes. So, roses are red, violets are blue. Happy birthday, Aunt Mary. We all love you.
And your advice then was don't be afraid, be prepared. And I think the best advice you gave us is that you're never going to know all the answers. But as long as I can teach you where to find the answers, then you'll do okay.
I said that.
I'm hoping you don't remember a lot of this, is what I'm hoping. So, George Burns, of course, said, by the time you're 80 years old, you've learned everything. You only have to remember it. Not to brag or anything, but I can literally forget what I'm doing while I'm doing it. I literally can. Now, Siri and Alexa have been a huge help for me, like, especially solving arguments and you just ask Siri, who was the world champion in 1929, and you get your answer.
And here I told everybody I couldn't teach you anything.
But Aunt Marion, when you ask Siri, where are my glasses, I can tell you it doesn't work. All your nieces and nephews in this room are getting up there in years too. To most of us, the best thing about being over 65 is that we did all the stupid stuff before the internet and social media. Thank goodness. They say that the older you get, the wiser you become. Now just look at all the geniuses in this room. Now I did hear from Laura that you have taken some unusual habits over the last few years. Apparently, when you get up in the morning, you come out of your bedroom and declare, "Wakey, wakey, I'm so wakey. Good morning, y'all." Another thing I heard is that instead of calling your bathroom the John, like most of us do, you call it the gym. Yes, Aunt Marion, it does sound better when you say you're headed for the gym every day. Apparently, every day after lunch you declare you're going to happy hour, only to be found napping on the sofa a short time later, and that's my happy hour too. I do really enjoy when you jump in on our cousins group text, so I really do enjoy that. You have a wonderful, quick, wonders of wit and sarcasm that keeps us all on our toes. It just goes to show you that growing old is mandatory, but growing up is optional. Thank you, Aunt Marion and Laura, for coming home and allowing us to be together and sharing memories and family stories. You are this family's queen matriarch, and I feel lucky and blessed to be a part of this family. We love you, and I love you, and I'll be forever grateful.
Thank you.
And how important I realized in the last probably decade she was to Mom. And my mom in 3rd grade hurt her ankle. And so she had to help Aunt Marie every day, and they would do all sorts of activities, and my mom just loved it. She just loved being around Aunt Marie so much and just having her all to herself. She forgot which ankle she hurt. And all of a sudden, after about a month or two, she's got to figure it out, and she guessed wrong, I guess, so back to school she went. But anyways, I just wanted to say too how important your family has been. It's just, we're so intertwined, and it's sort of like we're all one.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
she is just a really, really special lady to us too. And I didn't know Grandpa as I didn't know him at all, but I mean,
No, I was only 11 when I got
yeah. But anyways, and then my little roast to my mom is the story she just recently told me, and this just shows her sassiness. After she and her dad, Grandpa Harry, had a dinner, she said, "Oh, I'm gonna go lay down," and Grandpa said, "That's what pigs do. Pigs lay down after they sleep." And so she walks by him and she says, "Oink, oink."
That's probably the way I had talked to him.
Oh, Marion.
That was the best.
So, is there anybody else who wants to share a story about Mom? I want you all to know how much it means to see you and that you're here. And, you know, both of us really appreciate the fact that you're taking the time to be with us and celebrate Marion.
It's an honor to be part of this family. It really
And so if Rex wanted to do a little roast, this would be a great time. They have family there and entertaining, but he wanted to be here, so he may not be able to stay the whole night. But anyways, if you'd like, the floor is yours.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm my wife, Patty Owens. I'm Rex. And like Laura said, we grew up next to the Wallums, and you know, where you live is really only as good as your neighbors. And the neighbors from hell can make the most horrible experience of a lovely thing that you can possibly imagine. But the Wallums were just such special people because we had a cabin and they had a house. And we didn't have running water. And not only did they have running water, they had electricity. That was pretty cool. And so we would, my father would get off from work at Friday night and pile into the Studebaker, and we'd head up to the cabin. And at that time there were no interstates, and you know, it was 57 and 32 and Vita G and 141, and it was just a real effort to get up here. And we were sitting there and thinking, you know, well, you know, nobody plowed our driveway, anything like that. And then we had the Wallums next door to us, and they were just such special people. And I can remember Laura being much younger than I am. Would stay up late on Friday nights to welcome the Owens'. And we'd come in and, you know, snow all over our boots and everything else and track it all over Marion Doc's house, and can't imagine them doing this. And you know, by this time it was midnight. And Dr. Wallum would sit there and anticipating our arrival, he would mix up a decanter full of gin martinis. And my mom and dad would have the martinis, and he always knew that my brother and I loved vanilla ice cream, cream de mint. And so we would get the cream de mint, this, and how they remained our friends is far beyond me, because my brother and I made a career out of making fun of Laura and teasing her when she started dating, saying, you know, things like, well, I'm sure he's a nice guy, and send him over, and my brother and I are going to interview him, decide whether or not he's really good enough for you or not, Laura. And it's some of these memories are just so wonderful, and can't tell you how much and how wonderful the Wallums were to us. And to this day, I can't believe they stayed up all those nights.
It was the best.
Waiting for us to get there.
That was the best part of my week.
So thank you, Marion. Thank you, Laura.
I'm kind of from the Lemieux side of the world, and I would just like to say this. I wish everybody would get a glass in their hand, and we would like to propose a toast to Marion. You have touched all of our lives and made them better. And we wish you a very happy birthday and many more.
Yes.
She's our matriarch.
We always have a good time when we're with all of you. I mean, Marion has been so nice to me and my family over the years. Growing up, oldest of 5 kids, we didn't have a lot of advantages. We stayed with my grandparents in Quinnipiac, and we didn't really have a lot to do. Although the funny thing is, Grandma Lemieux would bring out this big wash tub, put it in the lawn, and Marcia and I would sit in it, and that was our tub for summertime fun. And one day, Marion invited us to Hamilton Lakes. It was the 2 of us because we were there for a couple of weeks in the summer. And basically she said, would you like to come to Hamilton Lakes and go, in the lake? And we have neighbors, Rex and Guy, that next door, and you'll really love them. They're great guys. And we were all about the same age. So of course we went. We had a great time. And one night, Marion says, why don't we all go to the movies? She drives us all to the drive-in in Quinnipiac. We had the best time. Marion was always young at heart. Had a good time, wanted to be with young people, enjoying themselves, and she really made everything so much fun for everybody.
Still is.
Yeah.
Still is.
Still is, right. And my mom was also on the young side, but older than you. I don't, like maybe 10, 14 years, I'm not sure what the difference was. But Mom was like the party girl, and she always was. And she and Lucy and Helen and Marion would have fun. And I know that at one time, before everybody was married, they went to Milwaukee and they, tried their hand at working there at various jobs. And then I think returned to Quinnipiac and ended up meeting guys from Iron Mountain. So the Quinnipiac girls married the guys from Iron Mountain who they met at the Knights of Columbus dances. And they had the best time. But everyone stayed together forever. And you were always best friends. You could pick up from anywhere and just go on like nothing, like time had not passed, Yeah. It was fun for everyone.
Yeah.
And everyone had big families. I'm the oldest of 5. Not as big as the Wonders and Lemieux family. My mother was the youngest of 6, and you're the youngest of 8, I think. Yeah, it just seemed to work.
We were double cousins.
Yes, right
Yeah,
next
a
door
mother
to
and
each
a
other.
father married him.
Yeah.
I was just always so jealous because she always knew when your birthday was.
She
She had no idea what any of the rest of us had.
That's right, it was always, well, that's because June had so much trouble with her.
She means health-wise.
She was,
Yes.
she almost died.
She almost died. Well, that's because she was in the hallway. I was born right after the war at the hospital in Iron Mountain, and they put her in the hallway. My Uncle Clyde came by, and I think he insisted on taking Mom back to the house in Quinnipiac where Grandma could take care of me. Grandma took care of everyone. Grandma knew.
She did.
She did it, and she especially took care of Marion. It was Marion's second mom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
and she loved everyone.
I called her Mom.
Yeah,
many
yeah.
good memories.
A lot of people
Yeah.
called her Mom.
Awesome.
We called her Grandma, but
Yeah.
and Grandma and Grandpa Lemieux, and they were great people. We had
Yeah,
the best
great
time.
people.
Taught us how to
Absolutely.
knit, crochet. So I know I ran her Singer sewing machine into the ground. I was like speed sewing. But and what a baker! Every day she either made a cake or a pie. She was just very generous with her time and great love for everyone, especially Marion.
I tried to fix her up with Rex. You were supposed to get Rex and Marcia was getting Guy.
Is that why you took us to the drive-in?
Oh, she
There are no secrets out there.
It didn't take.
Wait, we had a great time water skiing.
Absolutely.
You guys taught us how to water ski, and we loved it. And Hamilton Lakes was a fabulous place to vacation in the summer. You know, especially visiting, you know, Marion and the families. There was always something going on.
Oh, yeah.
We just had a great time. It clicked as friends, and I feel we're still friends to this day. I mean,
Absolutely.
I think about you. And where's your brother?
Guy.
I mean, where is he?
Norway.
He still lives there.
He lives in Norway?
Yes.
I didn't realize that.
He raised 3 girls there.
Wow.
That's 6 grannies.
That's a lot.
6 grannies, and they're there this weekend. All the whole damn family.
You should have brought that. And so it's so much fun having your family gather, everyone together. Yeah.
Aunt Mary was very special.
She was to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
But I know she adored you, and you were a daughter to her, right?
I was in the car and Fleetwood Mac, one of my favorite groups, came on, and all of a sudden I told Deb, hey, that would be a great song for your aunt, because it's the 7 wonders of the world, and she's the 8th. So I called up Fleetwood Mac and I said, hey, your next song is going to be the 8th wonder, and it has to be Aunt Marion. So everybody I'm a former PE teacher too, so everybody stand up. Stand up.
All right.
Will she remember tomorrow?
Eighth wonder. The beauty of you. Eighth wonder. The minute left. Eighth wonder.